Alright, so a game for today. Let's see what we have. So the first team we have Mad Spartacus playing as Mongols, Mad Hardrade playing as Byzantines, Longbowmen playing as Teutons, and Jordan23 playing as Goths. The other team, TSU Nilfa, who's playing as Huns, RVK Kenshin, who's playing as Turks, Supermen, who is playing as Spanish, and Argentar, who's playing as the Britons. So we'll quickly jump around and just have a look. So basically spectating Jordan at the moment, going on to wood here because he doesn't have his sheep in yet, the obvious move to make, and just going completely over on to the sheep we have. So let's have a look over here. We have Mad Hudre playing as, well, we already know who he's playing as the Byzantines, but onto his sheep there, and going quite fast honestly. So we'll jump over here quickly. I know there's another player down here, but still on sheep as well. On sheep. And this start of the game, everyone's building up quite the same. They've got their two houses up, all villagers on sheep, coming up with the lumber camp about now. As we can see, everyone should have their lumber camp up. It's quite obvious. And here we can see teamwork already, so flaring where they've found people already. And quite a big deer patch, by the way, there. Jordan's done well to get that deer patch. I'll just refresh that quickly. Didn't look like it stayed. So moving on to berries now. And of course, I'm mainly airing this because I wanted to show some Jordan23 gameplay. I don't think I've shown a bit in a while, but with the games between him and Doubt coming up, I definitely thought should probably show some, just so everybody knows what we're up to. If I can find a good game of Doubt playing as well, because he's quite inactive these days, if I can find a good game of, well, him playing, I'll definitely put it up, and we'll have some first round draft picks and see really who thinks who's going to win. It'll be, well, right now actually, who do you think's going to win? Because we've got this game coming up. So Doubt or Jordan23, what do we reckon? I honestly have no opinion on the topic. To me, they are both amazing players, and well, I can't tell how it's going to go. It's going to depend on, it'll depend on a lot, I'll say that. And luring the boar perfectly there. Still got two sheep remaining, and again, just flaring everybody around. So what have we got? We've got 4 on the mill, and what have we got there? Like 10, 11 units there on food, which is just farms. Their overall population now is 21, and we only have 5 on wood. Quite a small amount compared with food, but at this point in the game, all we really need to do whatever you want to do is food. It's like one of these villagers just got harassed or something happened there. Alright, so looks like second lumber camp coming up. Second boar is about to dry, well, not dry up, just offer no more meat. As we can see, microing his villagers there quickly and not waiting really for any idle villagers, of course, not being good. But at the moment, Jordan is up by about 10-20 points on his opponent here, and we can see just some, I wouldn't even call it harassment at this stage, just trying to keep him on edge is what I would say. How much map exploration do we have? Not a lot. What are we looking at? So Drosh over here from Argentar, and Longbowman there deleting his lumber camp. Good idea, especially because this one's over here. Doesn't look like he's noticed it yet. We'll have a quick look. Hasn't noticed that second lumber camp yet, but these cut down trees would definitely imply he's going to go there. Loom being done, so of course not being that easy to kill off villagers. However, that's 2 lumber camps that he's trying to shut down here. That's 200 wood. At this stage in the game, that's quite a bit. And that villager could be in trouble, but getting away just in time there. Let's see what we got. And what have we got there? Scouts. Was that multiple scouts? Or we have multiple scouts from Red, so Red could be going for a scout rush. And this harassment working pretty well. He's only got 3 villagers there on lumber, and having to force the rest to go back to the town centre. So he's done quite a good job in that early harassment there, and I'm about to go into feudal age as well, so he's done well to do both at the same time. However, of course, these scouts having the advantage, especially when they can just run back and forth like that. Good targeting there. He's taken one of the scouts out. Not a big deal, but he's still taken some out. So we have Jordan on gold already, which means that we are going to be expecting some feudal units, I would be expecting at this stage. And just run over here. But no, going into the Castle Age already, so he's advanced already. He'll be in the Castle Age about 16.5, I reckon. And over here, continuing to go around. I should probably get some stats, by the way, on how long it actually takes to go from each age. I'll look that up straight after this game. That'd be nice to know, actually. But there's a lot really going on. As you can see, there was a drush over there. We've got scouts coming in on this side over here. We have multiple people in Castle Age already, garrisoning that town centre, and over here we have Superman going straight up to Castle Air, walling in his gold mine here, of course, a good idea. And knights being produced to combat this. And Jordan going knights as well with 2 stables there by the looks of it. So, not a bad effort. I don't think there's really been much harassment on him. I can't really see like anything, but I don't know. Over here though, we have quite a bit of feudal age units going through. And this tower here as well, just keeping this lumber camp here unavailable and just unable to use. We got Wolf over there. Grey is pushing quite heavily on green at this stage, actually, especially with that tower there. That tower was a very aggressive move, and honestly it was pretty much perfect placement. So it looks like this tower here is going to go down, especially if these knights just keep jumping up on it. And seems it doesn't have murder holes researched yet. Well, you can expect it. So what have we got? We have Spartacus over here doing the smart thing and building camels. A very smart play already. Means he's already able to start countering his opponent's knights. As we can see here, spears up as well. So spears and camels are down right from the start. So moving up to here to try and get some harassment on these villagers, but managing to sneak through there, that wall off there. It looks like a villager has come in and actually cut one of these trees down. So losing 2 villagers there, and maybe a third now. Losing 3 villagers, and it looks like he's going to be able to get over to here as well. Might even be able to take this tower down. Haven't seen any upgrades for these yet. And nearly killing that off here. But as we can see, this army coming in straight through here, distributed amongst these units here, and these knights trying to get in and do a bit more damage. Over here now, Argenta coming over here. Argenta, I'm just going to say Argenta. Argenta coming in from this side over here, trying to get some harassment in. Longbowman going up to the Castle Age, just since that was quite late, but obviously I bet there was a reason because of it. And over here, there's still Jordan's still managing to maintain his presence in this base here to get that harassment. More and more units coming in, and forcing this Nilfa's units to just retreat, as you can see, keeping him off this area here. He's basically trying to keep this area here for Kenshin under control. If Kenshin can keep this area under control, he's going to have the ability to do a lot more. And well, without it, he's going to have no goal, which means no archers, no knights, no men-at-arms, no nothing like that. However, it does look like he's in Castle Age, so at that point it would be crossbowmen, pikes, etc, etc. We got those archers, they're being completely destroyed. Multiple knights over here. Jordan is going to lose this knight by the looks of it, unless these units can come in here quick enough, and not managing to do that. He might only be in feudal, like, I don't know. Let's check. I'm just going to Castle Age now, so still in feudal. But blue are running across the map here, obviously trying to get down into here, because as you can see they are all trying to push in on the one player. Could be going for purple or yellow though, by the looks of it. Coming into purple, may be able to kill off this villager. Yep, that villager is gone. We're continuing to wall off his base and collecting relics. Very good call. And we have yellow still up here, still patrolling this area here, trying to keep Kenshin, well, afloat so he can get up. However, the scores in this at this point are looking very, very heavily inside of Jordan's team. And over here, more and more units coming in. And crossbows and skirmishers here. So going for using them, as we can see, trying to micro up here. These archers, of course, are going to be the biggest threat for these archers down over here, because these units here are having to hightail behind, and they can get into a corner. It should be alright. But Jordan's coming with more knights now, and they should know they have to run. And using this hill advantage here as well. So not only having the mass advantage, but the actual, well, game engine advantage. That's what I'll say. Game engine. I like that. It's probably one of the better ways I could have talked about it. What else do we have? Yellow has pretty much completely walled himself off from the rest of the game, putting a market up there, which means they could be going for some trading soon. Outnumbered there by... Nope, still looks like Jordan has the numbers in his side, just, but it would be close. I think Jordan might just take this. Jordan not losing many there at all, actually. However, more knights coming down here to reinforce and forcing Jordan to remove himself from the area. Jordan not looking like he's going to go to Imperial yet, so really not a lot going on. Agenta up over here, walling himself off slowly, and just trying to stay out of trouble at this point. Superman going into Imperial, and Spanish as well. So Spanish, he's going to have access to a lot of powerful units right now, especially when he's in the Imperial Age. I was not expecting someone to go to Imperial this fast. I honestly was not. So he's going to be able to get out Paladins, Conquistadors. I think it's Conquistadors, correct me if I'm wrong. Some people say Conquistadors, I say Conquistadors. It doesn't really matter, but definitely comment below what you think of that. Alright, so they've noticed now that they're going to be in trouble because Superman has gone up into the next stage. So both players coming in here with a lot of units to try and do some damage. Jordan over here with a hell of a lot of knights. And it looks like he's going to take this one. 2 towers there, however, but that's not really going to help when they're outnumbered this amount. It doesn't even look like he's lost much in that fight, honestly. Over this side here, losing quite a few units. Obviously going to want to go for the town center quite soon. And just general destruction of this base right now. Killing a few villages. Looks like a few of them got killed. Lots got into the town center, but not a lot. So Cavalier research is done. Which means he's in trouble. So that means Paladin research is going to be next. Jordan losing quite a few units there, but being able to reinforce his own, well, himself there. Of course, Cavalier being that little bit stronger, but Knights, if they're massed enough, like anything, you can still manage to beat them. And it looks like he's going to survive this good effort, and he's still on top of the scores there. Multiple units still in space, getting this harassment in, still killing as many villages as possible. Even Blue is still over here. So basically they've essentially ganged up on Superman down here, and Superman's score has actually gone down. So it means they are doing a sizable amount of damage. And going to attack the town center? No. Alright, over here, Castle coming up for Magenta, and using this Mangonel here very well, honestly, to take out this castle, while everyone who's using this castle. And those crossbows are generally just going to be hurt a lot by this Mangonel. Looks like that's quite a big waste of stone there, especially considering he's walled himself off, idle villager. But still more harassment happening over here with Superman. Superman may be the most advanced, like the biggest technology advantage, but at this point he's got the weakest economy. And that says that he's got the power, but he doesn't really have this. So what he would be looking for at this point is if his allies could dose him up with a bunch of resources. But I don't think that's going to happen the way this game is folding out. So we have blue units still up over there. And putting up a counter castle here. Very smart plan, going to be able to do a lot of damage to this castle here. And we have Spartacus, who is blue over here, going up into the Imperial Age now, playing as Mongols, which means he's going to be able to get out all the heaviest siege equipment as well as elite Mangudai. Castle coming up for Jordan to reinforce his position here. Good placement, got his gold, town center, and stone there. Lots of units over here in this fight. However, going to be able to use his technological advantage down over here with his Arbalest to get the range advantage, the hit point advantage, just the general advantage on his opponent here. And with all this, knights here going to be able to do a sizable amount of damage to this economy by the looks of it. These knights, well not knights, these crossbows are in a good position there, but they are going to have to move as soon as these arbalets come in just like that. So pushing him to the side, killing off as many villages as possible. Nilfa coming in, he just went up to Imperial Age I believe actually, but coming up through here now, going to want to try and do some damage to these arbalets. However, I don't think he's going to be able to get in close enough. And Jordan just starting to go to the Imperial there. Kenton at this time, I would say he's pretty much out of the game. He doesn't really have a lot he can do. His economy's not bad, but it could be a lot worse. Like if you look at the economies we've got over here, much better, and not too bad comparison. I thought it was a bit worse than what it was. But he's done well considering he had this attack early in the game. But if this castle doesn't go up, he is not going to be happy. That's going to be a big loss there. Cavalier coming up there for the Hun, so that means the next stop will be Paladins. Have we got Paladins over here yet? No Paladins yet for the Spanish. But Blue is getting in some good harassment. And just losing that villager there. Huns coming in through this side over here with this forward base in the center of the map, going to be reducing light cav, paladins, and just those style of units. Well, I guess you can't really make much else from it, but that's what he'll be doing, and he'll be basically going to where he's needed the most, where he finds the harassment is most needed. So we've got the elite magnetizers and camels over here, pushing in through the side, getting a lot of harassment in here. Pikemen, of course, getting the bonus versus Mangudars, but of course not being the ideal counter, considering Mangudars are ranged units. Still, Kenshin still finding it very, very tough over here. I believe he has got to Castle Age, but not much further. Mangudars being forced to run back to here. However, Red Longbowman is here and ready to, well, help him out. So we've got Cavalier there already. No, it just looks like it's been a conversion. But obviously, being Teutons, Cavalier will be the next one. Down over here, attacking this town center. I believe this town center will not go down. And pulling himself out of there very quickly. Cavalier over here, killing off all these archers quite well, as we can see, being quite a big, well, quite a few amount of skirmishes over here. Lots of Cavalier coming down. And there we go, so Kenshin has finally made its Imperial. Finally getting into Imperial, and looks like this castle here is going to go up. As much as they didn't want it to, it does look like it is going to. And we have more light cavalry coming in, these pikemen of course being able to counter them relatively easy. However, just being a general nuisance to Jordan down over here. And building pikes at this stage, well, why not? They're all using cavalry, may as well save all your gold for later. As you can see, it's just stockpiling gold at this point. Who was he playing? He's in as the Goths. So going to be wanting to just spam Huskarls and Halberdiers into his opponent's base at this point. Of course, Huskarls are a great counter to archers, and Halberdiers are a great counter to cavalry. So I mean, why not? Siege Workshop coming up here. Obviously going to want to get some rams out. Over here we have quite a big fight going on. Siege Ram coming in here, as you can see, going to be doing a lot of damage to these trebuchets, especially if they don't unpack in time. And the fact that it's got a little area of effect there by the looks of it. All these archers being forced back into their base. And just lots of different fights going on around here. It seems as though red and blue have taken this one up here, and orange and green are holding this one down over here. So it seems to be just a bunch of 2v2s essentially. However, we haven't seen that much from Superman lately. He's just been getting harassed. And even though he was, I believe, the first one into Imperial, his score has suffered because of it. His economy went down, especially when they all came in. When those multiple players came in to harass him, he was in trouble then. Looks like this castle here is going to be going down, especially considering the amount of Huskarls in the area. And looks like that's going to go down. I can hear gunfire, which means I would assume that the Turks here has got some units out. looks like they're going to fight that off just. Yeah, there we go. So hand cannoneer over there, that's what I've got here. I've got light cavalry just swarming and trying to do damage. Going for damage over here. Moving down to this gold mine here. Multiple light cav just coming in, getting that harassment in. Castle here up for self-defense, also can be used to produce Huskars. Slowly looking like it's going to come down, very, very slowly. And we've got cannons coming up now for the Byzantines. Always a good idea to use cannons. Obviously not as useful as, well, not as damaging and ranged as the trebuchets, but still quite a bit of damage off on them. So right now he could get in here and harass this, I'm sure he's seen it. But pushing down over here, and we have Argenta coming out here again, and we've got Paladins coming out there. Do we have any Paladins yet? No Paladins yet for the Spanish. But we have Paladins for the Teutons already, which is good. Good. And Mongolian Siege coming out there. Mongolian Siege being some of the better siege in the game. Coming through. And they take this, and they've taken this castle down over here. So they are pushing in at this stage here, separating off his allies. I think the yellow has to come around through here to get in. But right now, Jordan 23 putting up a castle to stem the flow there. All these units being used, and what have we got? A market coming up over there. We have multiple markets on this side here. So they are at the stage where they think the game is going to continue on for quite a while. So they are setting up their trade quite well. However, at this point, Kenshin still looks like he is held down really hard, and it doesn't look like A is going to get too much ally support. Looks like this castle is not going to go up, which means he's going to be able to get that support in, which they didn't want. They wanted to make this a 1v2. Of course, that being the goal of most people, but... Kenshin, a good game. Looks like he might be giving up. Jordan, a good game, and Harry, a good game to him. Longbowman, a good game. And it looks like that might be it. Especially if the others decide to give up because they've lost a player. There we go, so we've got yellow going down. And that means we've just got these two players here left. And honestly, they should be resigning about now. I mean, they could probably hold off for a while, but not a lot they'll be able to do. So there we go, good games from both of them. And there we go, so that is good game. Very good play by both players. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.